Friends, welcome to my screencast on how to get signed into Storyboard. I have that link for you. Hopefully, that takes you to the login page for Storyboard. Please do not register for your own account because you will not be in my class with the assignment. Make sure you are on the login page. So I'm actually going to use Drake. Sorry in advance. I'm using your name. This is what you get for always talking in my class. I'm going to use Drake Fuller as an example because he hasn't signed in yet, and so he'll see all of the little checks that you guys need to do. So your username is your first name and your last name, all one word. Gabriella, you are the only exception. Apparently, there is another Gabriella in the system with your last name, and so you just have a number 1 after yours. And then the password is Shakespeare, and you log in. And then it takes a long time while you're doing a screencast, so that's perfect. Okay, so when you sign in, you're going to see right off the bat a hello, and you're also going to see the assignment that I have sent to you. So it's the Shakespeare scene storyboard. The due date is on April 3rd. I'm asking that you create a minimum of a 10-slide storyboard that represents the scene that you selected from King Lear. If for some reason you were absent and you were absent all the way through this craziness, message me and I'll have you pick a scene. Your instructions, though, are going to be to pay special attention to the setting, character emotions, and dialogue of the scene. And then your dialogue must be represented in textables. You do not need to use Shakespearean language. You can interpret the dialogue to fit your storyboard and put it in your own language, but you do need to make sure that you capture Shakespeare's meaning. Cognitive skills that I'm grading you on: development. This is going to be measured through how the characters relate to one another in the scene, and then the various emotions that you show the characters experiencing throughout the scene. And then structure. This is going to be measured in terms of how you use the storyboard settings to represent what's happening in the overall play. So background, clothing, props, visual cues, all these things kind of give in to Shakespeare's overall meaning and style. And it matters. Are we at the beginning of the play? Because in the beginning of the play, everybody's in their best behavior. Or are we at the end of the play where everyone's looking exhausted and basically trying to kill one another? That's essentially what I'll be measuring you on. So you're going to start assignment. And the first thing I think you guys should do is you need to make sure that you have the minimum of 10 cells. So you're going to go down here and you are going to add or delete cells. Sorry, I'm sure that this screencast is making clicking noises, and you want to make sure that you at least have 10. If you would like to do more, please do. If you feel like your scene just needs more to get all the information in, I'm not putting a limit on how many, and you can add as much as you want. So update your storyboard that way. And then you do need to pick a scene. You have all of these different options. I don't care if you move this into a historical time period or some other time in history, if you stick with mythical or futuristic. Those things are just fine. You can make the setting anything you want. You just need to make sure the setting represents the emotion and the ideas of the piece. And when you choose a setting, you just drag it down here. You have opportunities to edit the scene. So you can make it nighttime, you can make it rain, which might be important if you're doing one of the scenes where King Lear is out in the storm. You can make it snow, you can make it clear, an update scene. You can change all of these different things in the background, rotate things, add different layers to the other pieces that you're going to add in, and you can of course edit it. So you can always take it off by doing this X, which I will do, Drake, for you when we're done here. So the next thing you want to do is choose your characters. We have all of these different options. You even have classical era, medieval, 1600 to 1800. So you've got tons of options of who you might want to use. If you want to represent one of the people as a monster, please do. I think that's great. I think Reagan probably looks a little bit like this. And so you put your character in here. You can edit their pose. So their hands can be doing things, their faces can be mean. You can change the position of their head. You can turn them to the side. You can turn them to the back. I like that one. Let's update that pose. And then you can change the color of, apparently with this one, it's their body. If you choose one of these other characters, you can change the color of their clothing, and all of those great things. Apparently she's a ghost, so I don't know if this would be the best one. But you can edit all of this, and then they will be good. So you can move them down. Awesome. Then textables are the next thing you need to make sure you have. This is where you're going to put the most important language from the text. And so they've got free form text. I really like these boxes. It kind of helps me understand who's saying what. You've got lots of different options. I like this hand-drawn one. So let's say I want to use this one for whatever Reagan is saying. And Reagan is going to say, I loved Edmund first. You can't have him. There you go. Boom. You can make this smaller, you can make it bigger, move it around where you need to. Just make sure it's kind of obvious who is saying what. Okay? So you're going to go through and create a storyboard for your whole scene. Yes, this is really different than you guys performing it, which is a super big bummer. But this is a really good way to get into your scene to make sure that you've got a good understanding of what's important in the scene. We are going to be writing on it after spring break when we come back. And so the more you understand what's really happening in this scene, the better you will be able to write on it. So really take some time and consider the words that Shakespeare is using and summarize them to the best of your ability. I'm really looking forward to seeing these. You can get as crazy with this as you want, or you can just stay minimal and meet the needs of the assignment. Either way is fine. Do make sure that you save it when you're done. I'm not going to save this because it's Drake. And then make sure it is turned into me. Okay, if you guys have questions, I will have office hours this next week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm from 1 to 3. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm available from 3 to 11. I will have the link for the office hours in our page that outlines everything we're doing this week. So just click on that, jump into my Google Hangouts, ask me a question, say hi. And I will look forward to talking with you guys soon. Hope you're doing well. Bye.